同学们好。
老师好。
Welcome. It's the 28th of September. It's our last session of the summer reviews. So last week we did the kicks. This week we'll be doing a few of the turns, sort of in two groups with turns. One is, starting on a leg and ending on the same leg, and the other one is starting on a leg and ending on the other leg. And we'll probably, if there's time, we'll do two of each. I want to, with the turns, just a health warning. For people, I don't think anybody in this group is an issue, but maybe somebody watching the recording. This requires balance. The turns, the kicks do as well. So if you have any doubts about your balance, be very careful. Pace yourself and be careful not to fall over and hurt yourself. So let us begin with a little bit of standing practice, and we'll actually do just a minute of the usual posture, and then I want to switch to one leg just to work on that posture, not on balance, on the balance. So let's just get into the usual Tanzhuang, hug a tree, standing like a tree posture.
JP, you want to spotlight yourself, or that's...
Great, thank you. Okay, so we'll start in standing like a tree. And let's just review, do your 4 essential posture checks. For this, I like doing them in pairs, actually. So feel the head lifting up and feel the waist relaxing down. And as the head rises up, the breath, the chi sinks into the abdomen. And then feel your shoulders sinking, elbows dropping at the same time that you're absorbing the chest and rounding the back. And get the breathing. So this is the posture that we now want to carry through into standing and then into the moving practice, of course. So let's go into, and actually we'll go back a little bit, we'll just go into an empty stance, ball touch, and I want you to open your chest to the side. So chest is to corner, a little bit more if you can. Back leg is bent. Straighten the back leg, pull the front foot in, and if your balance is questionable, just stay like this. If your balance is okay, bring the foot in and touch with the toe. You can lift the toe up, but right now I want to focus on posture, not on balance. And so in this posture, let's just take 1 minute and think about head up and relax the waist. So sink your breath down, sink everything down. When we find our balance compromised, we often raise our chest up and everything gets harder. And sink the shoulders, absorb the chest. All the posture checks apply here as well. You can go to one leg if you want, but for me, I find that actually until I'm really stable on my legs, there's so much going on with my hips that it's a distraction. So let's change to the other side. Come down. Empty stance, ball touch. Chest to the corner. The back leg bent. Now straighten the back leg. Bring the front foot in if you're comfortable. And again, focus on posture, not balance. Use your toe for balance. Hey, Lorraine. So head up, relax the waist. Try and find easy breathing. Your standing leg is straight but not locked. You're looking to the front, so you're looking Yeah, make sure your nose is pointing towards the front. Shoulders sinking, elbows dropping. Soften, because we're trying to relax, which is opening and extending. And let's just go to the other side and do another set. Bend your knee, sink down, change to an empty stance on the other side. Straighten the back leg. Bring the front, the up foot in, touch with the toe if you need to. Focus on posture. Don't worry too much about balance. If you lift your toe, you'll probably give your hip a nice workout as your leg works on balance. Review your posture essentials as you stand there. Make sure that your crotch is rounded so that your knee isn't tilted in this way. Crotch rounded. Sole of the foot actually pointing towards the ankle a little bit. Okay, sink down, change footwork to the other side. Start with a ball touch. Straighten the back leg. Bring the foot in if you want. Feel that your arms are expanded, so not here, nice and rounded out. Attend to your breath, see if you can use your posture to get natural breathing flow in your abdomen. Check that you've got crotch rounded, particularly in the upper leg. Sole of the up foot pointing in just a little bit to the ankle of the standing leg. If your leg is up, it would be more the knee than the ankle. Okay, and let's finish. Come down, circle the arms down, and let's just do a little bit of warm up in case anything has locked up. Just gently rotate your hips and make the circle wider if that's good for you. Go one direction 4 or 6 or 8 times, depending on your pace. And when you've done a few, change directions, do the other way. Okay, good, and relax. Great to see you, Lorraine. Hey, Laura, welcome, welcome. So normally at this point in the class, we sort of do a piece of the form, but I'm going to do the second section in the form, which has got all the kicks and turns, most of the kicks and turns in it. So to keep warming up before we do that, let's do some of our the single movement practice that we did last week for the kicks. This week will be turns, but let's start. So start feet shoulder width apart, and so we'll start with Golden Rooster. So open, press down, and we'll just start from this position going forward. So the first time through, I'll just remind you of a few things. Shift your weight slightly to one side, open the foot. Now, as you shift your weight over, lift the arm on that out foot and sit the hand on the other side so that it looks like this. So the front hand is out, the bottom hand is lifting. Okay, and then from here, stand up and lift. Change, sink, straighten the arm over what's going to be the standing leg. As you shift your weight, pull the up arm in and sit the lower hand, stand up. And the other side. Extend the arm as the chest turns, pull the hand in, sit the bottom hand, stand up. check that your elbow and knee are in a line and that the hand is roughly in front of your face. Sink. Extend that hand. As the body turns, sit the bottom hand, lift. Again, check that your fingertips on the up hand are about nose height, center of the body. Sink. Pull in. Stand up. And your standing hand is fingertips are vertical. Not here, not here. Sort of just in front of the knee, and the bottom hand is fingertips pointing towards the front. Change to the other side, sink. Stand up. Now, what you can do when you practice this on your own, well, I'm not going to spend time on that today, is you can actually speed up. And so you can, I'm going to speed up a little bit, you can actually start trying to see what it looks like to do this at different speeds. Just so that you start getting a sense of what the energy delivery might be like when you do it. So let's just finish here. So that's the knees. So we've got 3 kicks: the toe kick or separation kick, the heel kick, and the lotus kick. So we'll start with the separation kick. So we'll start in this posture. So open, if you're mirroring me, open your left foot. Stand up, cross the arms, look in the kicking direction. Again, check that your crotch is rounded. Your foot isn't a cross like this. Crotch rounded, knee straight forward. Separation kick. Bend knee. Keep the arms open. Sink. Step to the other side. Cross. The kicking leg is on the kicking arm is on the outside. Kick. Bend knee. Sink. Change. Stand up. Kick. Bend knee. Sink. Stand up. Kick. Bend knee. And finish to here. So for this and for all the kicks, I won't talk about it in detail for all of them, is if you're having trouble with balance today, you know, you can just come down to here, just touch with the toe, and make this your kick. This would be your toe kick, and this would be your heel kick. And just this would be just moving your knee would be your lotus kick. So you don't have to lift the leg up and kick if that's not available to you today. And again, with all the kicks, you can speed up and start getting a feel of what the energy delivery looks like. That was the toe kick. Let's do the heel kick. A little bit more detail because we're going to flex the foot, kick, bring the foot back, point the toes again. Okay, we're here. Open the foot, stand up, check that your chest is to corner or more than corner. Check that you're nice and open here with your rounded arms, not here, nice and open. Now, flex the up foot. Kick, heel kick, so you're stomping down. Bring the foot up, point the toes. Sink, change to the other side, stand up, toe down, flex, stomp, bring it back, point the toes. Sink. Other side, stand up, flex, kick, bring back, point. Change sides. Flex, kick, bring back, point. Now, something to check. When you're standing, is your straight leg to the front? Is your crotch rounded? Is your sole of your foot either to your ankle if the foot's down here or to the knee when it's up? Flex, kick, change. If you can, go a little bit faster and feel what the energy delivery might be like. One of the things to watch out for is when we kick, not to kick like this. I'm exaggerating, but try and keep your torso up and vertical when you kick. There's often a temptation to try and kick as high as possible, and then our torso leans back and we lose the essential. Let's do one more set. So stand up, flex, kick, come back, sink, change side, stand up, flex, heel kick, bring it up, point toe, and finish. Circle down, coming down. Okay, now we're going to do the lotus kick, and so the arms are going to be slightly different. So let's go through that slowly. So we're starting here. Line up with the camera. So we're going to open. We're going to stand up. The up leg, the arm is forward in front of the up leg. Palm sitting, the other arm is rounded. I'm going to do a swing kick and end up with my arms pointing in the standing leg foot direction. Sink. Come around. Bring the arms to the front and pick up the leg. So now your arms are ready for the swing kick on the other side. Drop the leg, swing kick. Arms to the corner. Sink. Come around, arms to the front. Stand up, drop the leg, swing kick. Sink. Come around, arms to the front. Drop the leg, swing kick. Check when you're in this position that the long arm is palm sitting and the rounded arm is palm almost horizontal. Sink. Stand up. Swing kick. And now the sitting hand is the other one. Sink. Come around. Stand up. Swing kick. And finish. Just come down. Don't have to swing our arms. You can if you want. So, lots of practice you can do there just to do both sides of the swing kicks. Usually we do one side more than the other. Golden Roosters we're always equal, but we tend to do more left heel kicks than right heel kicks. The separation kicks are equal. The swing kicks, we only have one swing kick and it's only on the one side. So this is an opportunity to practice your swing kicks on both sides.
I so totally couldn't do that.
Were you able to
I've never tried it with the other leg.
Yes.
Like, wow.
So one of the things I was going to say it later, but since you raised it, Donna, particularly when we do kicks, but when we get to turns, you'll do the turn, and I imagine most of us are actually sort of, we get depressed about the turns. It's like, why I still can't do this as well as I want to do it. And we forget how much progress we've made. And a good way to check how much progress we've made is try doing it on the other side. That you haven't done it 100 or 1,000 times yet. And you'll see that you're much better on the side that you've practiced than the other side, even though you're not where you want to be. So there has been progress. Okay, so any questions? Yes, Rogelio.
I noticed, if I remember correctly, in the hand form, you don't start with your hands in front of you. That was for the standing practice exercise. You start with your hands sort of sideways, right?
You mean for the swing kick?
Yes.
No,
or you do start.
So let me just check. So, we start with doing this turn, and we come around, and we stand up, and we start with the arms up in the direction of the up leg. The way we've been practicing, because we start with the standing leg to the corner, the up leg is to straight. So actually we are in that configuration. It's just that our standing foot is 45 degrees different from what you're used to in the form.
Yeah, that's what I got confused, because I don't see my hands in front of me.
That's right.
Sort of. Well, you do, but in a different direction. Okay,
That's
got
right.
it. Thank
Yep.
you.
Yep. Great question. Thank you. Okay. Just a reminder, this is the last time this month we'll be talking about the essential of the month, which is practice continuously without interruption. As you know, this is under the overall heading of energy, which, so energy is Tai Chi, yin and yang, flow continuously. And so what we're trying to do is to keep the energy flowing continuously. That's the sort of underlying reason for this essential. The other thing that you can think about, perhaps maybe when we're practicing the second section now, is if you do, what we're saying we don't want to do, we don't want to come to one side, stop, come back. We want to go to one side, do a circle and come back. What tends to happen when you go and stop is your breath stops. And then your breath starts again. As you start doing more circles, it's easier to keep your breath flowing continuously. Your breath will go in and then go out and then go in and then go out. But as you practice the form sometimes, try and just keep your breath smooth and see how that internal reflects in the external of smooth circles, and how doing nice circles on the outside helps you with circular breath on the inside. Okay, so let us practice the second section. And we'll start in prepare, go to cross hands, and at the end we'll go from cross hands and we'll go closing and finish. So we'll start in prepare, traditional form, second section, prepare, cross hands, bend the knees, embrace tiger, return to the mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Fist under elbow, transition. Fist under elbow. Step back, repulse monkey, 1, 2, 3, 4, diagonal flying, 5, raise hands, step forward, white crane spreads its wings, left brush knee, needle at the C bottom, fan through the back, turn body, chop with fist, step forward, parry, block and punch. Step up, grass bird's tail. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip, transition. cloud hands. 1, 2, 3, 'High pat on horse'. Right separation kick. Transition. Right separation kick. Left separation kick. Transition. Left separation kick. Turn body. Left heel kick. Left brush knee. Right brush knee. Step forward, punch down. Turn body, chop with fist. Step up, right heel, step up, parry, block and punch. Right heel kick. Left strike tiger. Right strike tiger. Right heel kick. Twin fists. Boxing opponent's ears. Left heel kick. Turn body. Right heel kick. Parry, block and punch. Apparent closing up. Cross hands. Closing. Back to original position. Stop. Okay. So, any questions? Not seeing any. There was a question that came up in last week's class that Judy asked. She can't be here today. I just want to review it. There are two movements, strike tiger and twin fists, where we start with fists and we do a kick. And the question is, when do our fist release into an open palm? And it turns out that it's not entirely set. It varies over time, but I'll tell you what I understand to be the current standard of Yang family Tai Chi Chuan. So let's talk about so the general principle is that we want to keep it symmetrical, so we don't want to release one hand and keep the other hand as a fist. So that's going to be one constraint. The other thing is when we release, we want to release gradually, so we don't want to sort of go boom and then do something. So it's all gradual and slow. So the first one is, and I'm going to not go in the sort of canonical direction, right strike tiger. So we've done right strike tiger. We open the left foot. We connect down with the right. We close. We stand up. And here we keep the fists. And then we open them as the arms open. I'll come back to that. The other one, and then we go on, and then we do twin fists. Here we're going to do a left heel kick. So the arms circle down. The arms come up, and just before you get to the top, they sort of open here. They're open when the arms are crossed, and you do a heel kick. So here's how I try and remember it, with a nod to Judy, who helped me think about this, and teaching that she got from Feng Lao Show many years ago. So when you do when you're from right strike tiger, this movement with the left arm is a block out. So you're connecting out. A fist is a nice strong connection out. So you actually want to connect out and keep the fist to here. That means that the other hand has to stay as a fist until they've crossed. Then they will open. So that's why this one, because it's a block out as a fist, you keep it as a fist. When you do this one, actually I'm going in this direction if we're sort of more or less canonical. I've done twin fists. I'm just going to do it in this direction. I'm going to circle the arms down. I can, frankly, and I've seen it in different places, you can open the fists here at the bottom. You can open the fists here. You can open the fists here. What we do at the moment is we open as the arms cross, as long as it's symmetrical. So for this one, because we can, we could actually open here, but we leave it. We keep the fists as long as we can, which I think is another sort of heuristic, and open as the arms cross. So that's those two things. This is really subtle. Don't quote me on this. I don't think it's really that important. But if you want to be picky, and I always do, that's the way I understand it right now. Any questions about that? Okay. So let's talk about the turns. As you know, there are two kinds of turns. The one turn is when you're turning on a leg and you end on the leg that's turning. So, I'm just turning now on my right leg and I just keep going. That's one turn. The other turn is if I'm turning, I start on my right leg and I turn and I land on my left foot. So those are the two kinds of turns. One is you stay on the leg that's standing. The other is you start on the leg that's standing and you transfer your weight to the other foot. Two kinds. And for each of them, there are two examples in the hand form. So let me see what would be a good direction. I'm going to assume, yeah. No, I'm going to go this way. Yeah. So when you begin, what I recommend is actually, so for example, let's say we've done left separation kick. We're going to do turn body left heel kick, and we're trying to come all the way around and effectively turn through 180 degrees. That's a big turn. And as Master Young has said, in practice, all you're doing is adjusting your direction to wherever the opponent happens to be. He, could be there, could be here, could be here. So just practice turning through any number of degrees on and staying on that leg. So let's see. Let's start here. So we've done the left separation kick. Close the arms, close the leg, open the arm, lead with the waist, and just turn a little bit and stop. open the arm, open the leg, turn a little bit, and just try going around on the heel. So what makes this work is the waist leading the limbs. And what I mean by that is, let me start here. I'm going to, before my heel turns, I'm going to start the turn of my torso to here, and then I'm just going to close my heel. So I'm not trying to start from the bottom, which generates a lot of momentum, and then you overshoot and you fall over. Turn the upper body first, and then just let the lower body catch up. Start with the upper body and let the lower body catch up. Start with the upper body and then close in the lower body. Yes, go ahead, Ellen.
So when you open the arm, you're really it was over here. You're really only opening it to like here. You're not going past in front of your shoulder. Right?
No, because and actually when I'm opening, it looks as if I'm opening. It's actually my body turning that makes it look as if it's opening. Because if you think what I'm doing with this, with my left arm, my right arm is going to come up and I'm going to make I'm going to cross my arms. So, you know, it's not as if I'm going to open this arm and then close it again. I'm just going to turn. The main movement for me from, so, you know, I'm starting here from the kick, right? It closes. Then I'm going to extend my leg, and the leg and the chest are going to open, but you can see my arm hasn't really changed. Then I'm just going to close here. And actually, because we're doing a left heel kick, remember that the right arm comes behind the left. So I'm going to turn with my left arm in an arc. The right arm is going to close behind it, and then I'm going to do a kick. Now, what Donna has helped me to remember is one of the things that I've never heard Master Young talk about, but you can see it in his movements all the time, is he turns on the heel, right? So we all know you turn on the heel. But what he does is he hits the brakes with the ball of his foot. So from here, for example, he'll turn and then he'll brake with the ball of his foot. Sometimes you'll see the heel opening just a fraction. So turn with the ball of your foot up, and when you're ready to stop, put the ball of the foot down to brake, to stop your movement. So let's just, yes, Rogelio, go ahead.
I was just thinking that you need to be slowing down at that point. Otherwise, even if you hit the brakes, it will.
Yes.
You'll keep going, right?
Yes.
It's sort of combination of putting the brake, but also sort of having enough energy to sort of make it to that point,
right,
and then brake.
A lot of it depends on the surface that you're on. So like a carpet, which has got a lot of friction, you've probably got to put more energy into starting the turn, which means you've got to put more work into stopping the turn. But for me, with these shoes on this wooden floor, and it's just my heel, I really don't have that much friction. And so on a good day, you know, I can actually turn pretty slowly. You know, so if I'm turning to here, you know, and I can keep turning, and I don't have to do a lot of braking, but I do put the ball of my foot down to stop myself. Yeah, there you go. Yes. The other thing that I want to, I think folks are beginning to get it, is if you can, so remember when we were doing standing practice, we were, you know, trying to stand like this on one leg. What happens when we do the turns is our arms come in, right? Which makes it harder for us to sink our breath. So if you can, try and keep this rounded shape as you do the turn, and don't bring your arms in. So yeah, so just do it a few more times. Open and turn, open and turn. Let's do the other one. So, you know, if we spend too much time on one of them. Oh, that's nice, Donna. That worked. Yes, Laura, go on.
Okay, so I just got myself confused. So we do the kick.
Yes.
Actually, the separation kick. Anyways, do we go from the kick and then straight out to the side and turn, or do we bring our leg back in and then back out to the side?
Yes. So what we do is, so my right foot is inside corner. I've done the separation kick here.
So we bring it back in.
I'm going to close in, so you can see my knee comes from here to here. I straighten my leg, lead with the leg, and then come in and bring my leg in at the end.
Okay.
One of the things, one of the things that's tricky is if you put in too much of a spin here, when you bring your leg in, what happens to ballerinas when they bring their legs and their arms in? They speed up, right? So beware of that. You know, keep your leg up until you've stopped and then bring it in, because bringing in your legs will make you speed up. Conservation of angular momentum, for those of you who are following along in the physics textbooks. Okay, so the other one is twin fists. And so we've done, let's see, what would be a good direction. Yeah, so I'm going to go roughly in the same direction as you. We've done a right heel kick. We're going to turn on the left heel now. So we're going to turn. And here it's just a 45-degree turn. So why don't you just try this? Stand on the left leg, turn your upper arms, turn your chest first, and then turn the left foot in 45 degrees. Open the arms, go, bring it in. And just turn your upper body and then just bring the foot in underneath the upper body. What's nice about that is that you don't overshoot. If you try and turn from the lower body, you speed up and then it's hard to stop. Yeah, so Rogelio, if you can keep keep the arms open if you can, that'll help too. Yes. So we've done the right heel kick, doing a turn, yes. Now, just, we're talking about the principles of the method here, but just so that we observe the details of this movement, remember, I'm going to do it facing the front after I've done my right heel kick. I'm going to go to twin fists. As I start turning, I'm going to end up with my arms to the corner, shoulder width apart. So that means that as my body starts turning, my arms have to start closing. So that when I finished my turn, my arms are in this position. So as I'm turning, my chest is turning and my arms are coming parallel. Don't sweat that until you're comfortable that you can turn the body and turn on the heel. Yeah, when you finished your turn, when your left foot has turned 45 degrees, you want your arms parallel. So it's from here, you're going to come to here. And in this case, you don't have the swing of the right leg to help you, but you do have the hip opening to help you. So the hip will open and then the foot will close. So for example, you can practice just standing on one leg, open the hip, close the foot. Open the hip, close the foot. Open the hip, close the foot. That's the essential of what these turns are doing. So you open the hip and then close the foot into match. Nice, Donna, yeah.
Bring the arms along too.
Yeah. Yes, there you go.
That's so much easier than the other one because it's a quarter turn.
Yes, and that's, I wanted to start with the harder one so that this one is easier, but what I want to suggest is that when you practice the other one, just in your repetitive practice, don't feel as if you have to get all the way through 180. Just try and get 45 degrees, then try and get 90 degrees. Just get your body used to doing it, and then over time it'll get easier to do the bigger turn.
So let me ask you this. On the first one, where we turn to the other side, you were saying the waist, but that time I thought about opening the hip.
Yes.
And
yes.
It was better.
Yeah. And so that's the ambiguity of the word waist, because it includes both the lumbar spine and sometimes it includes the hips. So when I said waist here, when I'm doing this turn, you can see I'm turning. If you watch this turn, and I'm putting my hands on my hips, you can see that this hip joint, the standing hip joint, is the one that's opening. So my left hip joint is opening and then it's closing. So that's the waist is coming, like essentially the torso as a unit opens by opening the left groin, and then you close it to turn the foot.
Okay. Have to play with that.
Okay. Let's do the other kick and the other turn. So that's where we've done the left heel kick, and we're going to do turn body right heel kick. And so that's where we transfer from one to the other. And this is another case where even if you can do a little bit of it at a time and get comfortable, that'll help. So again, so assuming you're going to the left, that you can see me turning. So we've done a left heel kick, sink, leg straight behind you, body turns first, come around, change feet to the left, stand up on the left, kick. So we're starting on the right foot, bend the knee, left leg behind you, start with the body, then the feet catch it, the feet turns underneath you. Yeah. So hang on, Rogelio, I think you want to go in the other direction. You want to turn towards the right foot.
I was trying to do the opposite side.
Oh. Right, but yeah, okay. Oh, you were trying to do the one on the right, yes. Which is, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
So would you do that again? I want to see what your right foot is doing.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, we should talk about that. Okay, so here's an attempt. So sink, I'm standing on the right foot, lead with the body, turn. Here my weight's still on the right. I land on the left. What I want to try and do is land with my feet so that when my right foot picks up, it's center line to sides in this kick stance. So
you turned on the ball of your right foot on
absolutely.
That. Okay.
So thank you, Donna. I should emphasize that. The turns which start with a leg, end with the same leg as on the heel. The ones where you change feet is on the ball. And then you land like that. Yes. Yes. So, sink, leg behind you, turn, land. Now, depending on how far you're stepping, you'd step down with either the ball or the heel, doesn't matter. But try and make sure that when you land, you're center line to sides with the right leg so that you can pick it up and do your kick, your swing kick.
Yeah, so you want this one straight. Okay. I was trying to think where we were going.
Yes. Go ahead, Lurlin.
So yeah, so you land with your toe pointing to the wall, right?
Correct.
Because you're going to be directed toward the corner for that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Just checking. Make sure.
So that was a spin. So here you were spinning on the right foot, coming around, landing on the left foot, standing up. Now, not in the second section, in the third section. Turn, body kick over lotus. There's also a turn, it's one of these turns. So let's just review that quickly, and I'm not sure which direction I want to be going in, but let's see. No, I want to be going in this direction so that I've got my back to you as I turn. So here, so we start, I turn, 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 turn. Now the spin comes from here. Now you can see I'm on my right foot. I'm going to come around. The right foot's going to turn through 180 degrees, and I'm going to stand up. It's the same principle.
But it's easier.
It's easier. It's a smaller turn. And in fact, so for example, Lorraine, we haven't talked much about accommodations today. With this one, when you do this turn, you can actually just step around. You don't actually have to spin. You can sort of just step around. You can just make a big swing and a step if your hips are loose enough, and just stand up. When we do it, in the form, we want to have a bit of a spin. Something that we used to talk about that we don't talk about much anymore is that, let me just get this right. So open, pull here. Now this spin with this left leg is actually a hook. I'm hooking my opponent's feet underneath them here. So this is actually a hook. Then I'm going to land and stand up. Master Young doesn't talk about that anymore, but that's sort of implicit in that spin. That's why when you do a spin, what you're doing, that foot doesn't lift off much off the ground. So it's not, let me just start here, it's not high, it's very low, because I'm essentially trying to catch my opponent's foot, their ankle. It's an ankle sweep. So it's the leg spins low to the ground. Okay? Good. We covered a lot of ground. We didn't have a lot of time to practice, but these are things which are best done, a minute a day rather than 10 minutes once a month or once a year. Are there any questions? Okay, let's play the transition game for the last time. The mission is number 95, 7 stars, to number 39, turn body left heel kick, or maybe just a left heel kick. And then go, if you want, from a left heel kick into 7 stars again. Oh yes, and just to be clear, this left heel kick is the kick that we did after the separation kicks. So it's the kick where you stay on the left leg. So this is not the one where you change from one leg to the other. This is the one where you stay on that leg. Rogelio's solution was, you start in 7 stars, you come up, and you actually do a turn, and you end up in a right heel kick. But in fact, you can start 7 stars on the other side. So you can start 7 stars standing on the right leg, open, and this will be just like the hand form. Cross, kick, and then step down into 7 stars again. And Donna's solution is we actually start in 7 stars and make it as if we're going to step back, ride the tiger. So we start with left foot forward, step back, circle the arms to the side, turn, and then we could just step forward into 7 stars here, or we can do the kick and step forward. That's also a nice solution. So I misrepresented Rogelio's one. So Rogelio's is, you start here, you shift forward onto the right foot.
Right.
Then you do the turn, kick.
Right.
Excellent.
You can go right into 7 stars.
Good one.
Those were really good. This was a very weird one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think weirder than most of the others. Yeah.
Yes. 同学们再见。
老师，再见。